Hi guys, thank you for being interested in this tutorial, which I'm gonna make a quick rundown on the little big updates that Figma did on mid-March 23. This is the prototype update that the new ability that brought into the prototyping in Figma is sticky elements. Make an element sticky while it's scrolling, or sticky to the top edge of the frame, which is actually holding it. So this is how it's done, or this is the outcome, let's put it like that. So as you see that when I'm scrolling, the second to title actually stays sticky to the top of the edge of that frame, and the third one as well. And when you scroll down, so it scrolls down again, kind of like in a reverse. So that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and see how to do that and other updates that are in my list, and let's understand that. Also, you know what, let's see that for a really kind of like half a minute. Again, these two are sticky as well. So if you so let's go ahead and see 1 second this one. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we'll see it happening. So now when I scroll up, you will see that I have kind of like a head. I made it in a very schematic way. I have a header which has kind of like two sections, and when I scroll up, so the bottom one goes up and stays sticky on top. So basically, technically, it happens in the same way. So let's go ahead and see how to like have a quick rundown on all the little big updates, and see not all of them, as I said, most of them, which I saw right to show in this tutorial. So change things up fast, quickly find and update these specific layers that need changing with multi-select search. So basically I can search for you know what, let me see what's the name of this one. Oh, these are all frames. Okay, so let me look for the word frame. Yeah, I searched for it before I see. So yeah, the word frame. So when I search for frame, you will see that now it shows me where is my frame one, or any actually element that will be with a frame, and that has the word, sorry, frame in it. So I will select them, let's say like that. I select them all. And now, or let's say, let me select these three. So now I can multi-select from the searches, and I can make quick changes to them. Okay, so I can multi-select from the search itself. So this is the update number 1. And actually you also have filters. If you knew or didn't know about them, you can also decide that you want only text, frame, components, and so on from the search term that you enter, that it will find only these types of layers. So you can also do that, but the main thing is the multi-select from the search results. Okay, first one done. So yeah, okay, that is done. Get a sneak peek. So let me show it like that. I have an image here. I will take these rectangles and yeah, let me do something like that. Sorry, something like that, and I will duplicate it, and I will select all these rectangles now, and make them all together as a vector, give it a color. Yeah, that's okay. So now they are on this image, and basically now when I click here on the blending mode, I can do it also from here. So you will see that when I hover on each one of them, I already see the preview of the result on the page itself, which is nice. Okay, so this is the sneak peek, meaning see it before you select it. It happens the same way also from here. So that is the second one. Quickly done with that. Done. Be a masker of disguise. Okay, so now you can take an image Okay, before you took shapes, you still will, I guess, at some points, but you take a shape and you make a mask with it. You can mask images or any other elements, a bunch of elements, and so on. Now you can do the opposite way around. You can use an image as a mask. Okay, so I'm gonna give this one a color. I'm selecting both the rectangle on top of the image, and now I'm gonna use the image use as mask because it's at the bottom. It is being used as mask, and now I can select here luminance, use brightness. So you see now it looks like a negative. I kind of like colored it with the red from the rectangle and a negative. Of course, I can give it any color that I want. I can change it here and do something like that. So it looks like a negative image with the monochromatic color. And I can take another rectangle and put it actually behind it, behind the mask that was created with the image. Let's call it a color changer. Yeah, color changer, and I can give it, yeah, it's below the mask that we created, and I can give this one, if I will give it a dark color, so now you will see, nice, this is nice. Okay, so you can give it a dark color, and of course you can still change the color of this rectangle and get results according to it. And you can also take this one and let's say even give it a linear gradient. Okay, so go crazy with that and do something like that. And I will give this one, let's say, okay, it's gonna be dark, but let's give it kind of like a dark blue. And this one we're gonna give actually kind of like something like that. So again, you can go ahead and play with the gradient colors and give it also, that's what sits behind the luminance mask. And you can add more colors in the middle if you want to and have something like that. So go ahead, go crazy with that and do just whatever suits your designs. But this is the ability of taking an image and using the image as a mask. And it's kind of like a gradient map in Photoshop if you are familiar with it. So basically it's kind of like the result is reminding that. Okay, good. So be a master of the skies, done. Tidy up your text. So if you would take a text right here, some text, let me make it bigger. Let's give it like a 50. Okay, so actually in Roboto, the text box which is holding the text is kind of okay. The space here on top of the word is a bit bigger than the bottom, than below the word, sorry. Here it's not so extreme, but if you go with, let's say, open sans, so you will see that now it gets even worse. Okay, you see that now you have a big space here and much less space here. So if you want to put it inside a frame or an auto layout or any, I don't know, anything that you want to align it with, so you will see that now it sits in the frame and I'm aligning this to the vertical center, but you will see that it doesn't look aligned at all because of the reason, that is the reason. I mean, the text box which is holding the text is aligned to the frame, but visually it's not really aligned, which is kind of annoying. By the way, if you will take this one and I will duplicate it and make it smaller, okay, let's give this one a 20. Okay, so you will see that now it's even worse because it gets smaller with proportion to the of course to the size of the text. So now actually if I will take them both and align them to the bottom, so you get something like that. I mean, they are aligned, okay, because the text box of this text is ending up here and this one ends up here, so they are aligned, but it looks like that, which is a bit weird. If you will auto layout them, by the way, you do have the ability to align text baseline, so that does a good job here on this case. Or you can now, what you can do in Figma, you can click on these three dots and vertical trim, meaning you trim the text box actually that holds the text, and that now you can perfectly align it because the box that holds the text is net around the text which it is holding, which is pretty cool. And so now it aligns perfectly, of course, to the frame. And what you can do more is if you will take this text and let's say that you wanted to align it to a shape. So now again, if you align it to a shape, now it's aligned to the top of the shape, but because of the text box which is holding it, so this is what you are getting. Or even to the bottom, it's gonna be pretty much the same, a bit less, but kind of the same. And of course, if you give it the vertical trim, so now you can perfectly align it either to the top or the bottom. Cool. Okay, so that's the vertical trim done. Good, so we're done with that. Start lists with other numbers, so you can write some stuff here. Let's write, let's say 1, 2, 3, and so on. So you can make this one a numbered list by hitting this one, numbered list, of course, so you get that. But what you can do now, you can start a list actually with any number that you want. So for example, if I write here, I don't know, 6 and dot and give it and hit the space, so it's gonna turn it into a numbered list, but starting from the number that I wrote first. The same thing, I can go ahead and write, let's say, I don't know, 20, okay, dot space, and then I can just write something here and go ahead and hit the enter, and as you see, it starts the numbered list from the number that I started with. So this is the start lists with other numbers. Cool, done with that. Get the hang of it. Take control over typography with hanging punctuation. So what does it mean? It means that let's take you know what, let's take this text. Okay, I'm taking the same text of the that list item, and I'm gonna duplicate it and put these at the beginning. Okay, so basically now as you see, okay, they're aligned to each other, they're aligned to the left, but this word is a bit inside because of what happens here. So what Figma did now is you can actually select it and go to details and hanging punctuation. You can just click it and then it will take this one out, so you can actually align them regardless what the start is here. So you can do that. I don't know, I mean, I'm not sure I will use it a lot in my designs or in text that I will put in the designs, because I don't know, it feels a bit kind of like not natural, I would say, but I never say never, who knows, maybe. So we will see how it goes, but I'm just showing you the ability. Of course, if you want, go ahead and just use that. So that is get the hang of it, done. Keep important things up top, so that what I showed you in the prototype, use sticky scrolling in prototypes to keep important information at the top of a page or a frame. Okay, anyway, a page in Figma is a frame. So let's see exactly how it's done. Important thing to say is that you had the ability to fix position when scrolling below the constraints. Usually now it were kind of like moved into the prototype tab, so you have all the configurations of it here, and I will show exactly how it works. Let's take another screen. Yeah, you know what, let's go ahead and do something like that. I will make it kind of like similar to what I did there, and I will show it in two ways how to do it. Yeah, let's leave it like that, that's okay, and give it a background kind of like that. That's cool. And a text, I'm gonna make it really quickly, section 1, good, and let's give it this size. align to the center. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like very schematically, and this is going to be the content of that section 1. Yeah, something like that. Okay, cool. So this is 1. I'm gonna just put them together with an auto layout. This is going to be a section 1, and this is going to be content 1. Okay, cool. Content 1 and section 1. So this frame, actually I want, this is, yeah, let's put it in bottom, and I want this frame to be longer, and I'm gonna duplicate it like that. Okay, and yeah, let's give it another 2, and this one, yeah, let me just make it longer like that. Cool. Okay, so now what we had before, let me give it a play. Let me see that it's in a, yeah, it's in a mockup. Okay, so now, yeah, this one is kind of annoying, but anyway, so before I didn't change the, of course I need to change the text, because if not we will actually not see that they are changing. Yeah, so let's quickly change that. 3 and 4. Okay, cool. So now actually let's make sure that they are, I'm gonna select them all, and I'm gonna put them on top of the contents of these ones. And okay, section 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So basically what we had up until now is I can make an element fixed position when scrolling. Wherever I place it on the frame, I can just click on it, and before I had the fixed position when scrolling. So now when I go into the prototyping tab, by the way, the natural behavior of all the elements, or before you define anything else, actually is scroll with parent, meaning this is the regular scroll that you are used to see when just elements are scrolling inside a screen, a frame, and so on. If I will hit the fixed, this is the before fixed position when scrolling, so this is the fixed stay in place. So now the other elements will actually scroll, and this one will stay in its place. So that's the behavior that you're familiar with before, and I can just, I don't know, place it wherever I want, just put it here if I want to, and it's still gonna stay fixed to the place wherever I'm placing it. Okay, and now the extra ability that was added, let me select all of them. 1 second. Oh, this one is now at the fixed section, so I'm going to put it back here, and I'm going to select all 4 of them, and now I'm going to give them actually the sticky stop at the top edge of the screen. At this, what I did here is like the screen, and we don't need the scrolling on the main frame. So now you see that when we scroll, number 2 is gonna stop and stay there, and the number 3 is gonna stop and stay there, and number 4, of course, if I would give it more scroll, then it would. So that is how it behaves right now. So that's fine, and in desktop it's perfect. In mobile, sometimes let's say that I want to let's say have them all kind of here. Okay, I want to have them here because I want the top part actually for, let's say, a search bar and maybe a notification icon and so on. So let's give it just a quick scroll bar here. Let's just give it a quick feel, something like that, and yeah, do it like that. Okay, so let's say we have kind of a scroll bar, sorry, a search bar, and I'm selecting all these elements. Let me show you what I did there in the example that I showed you. And I'm selecting all these elements and I'm putting them in their own frame selection to all these guys. And now what I'm gonna do is you need to kind of like work a bit of it's a bit of a bypass to do that. But if you want to show, I mean, it's not really right to work like that when you're working daily on your designs, but just to show it in a prototype and to see how it's working, why not? So let me give it a 812, and this one, the frame which holds all the content, I'm gonna just make it all the way up to the screen height, or maybe even up to here, something like that. And now I'm gonna give this frame the vertical scroll. So basically now what we're gonna see is that we're gonna scroll. Sorry, I need to give it a clip content, I forgot. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a clip content. Good. So now basically what we're gonna see is we're gonna see the same behavior, but these ones are a bit more to the more down as I wanted them to be. So you can also do it like that, and you see that as you scroll up they go back to their own place. So that is pretty cool. Nice. So this is the ability of keep important things up top, meaning the sticky behavior. Good. And remember that now all the stickiness things are now here. It's all here. Okay, it's not here anymore, it's here. So this is an important thing to remember. Okay, cool. Last one, gain control over components. So by the way, expose nested instances, set preferred values for instance swap, and simplify all instances. So I'm just pointing out, I'm not going to show it in full right now. I'm pointing out that I do have a tutorial on it in my channel, Figma component update September, October. It's not new features. This is something that went out of beta. It's already a few months in beta. It behaves the same. It's exactly the same thing, but it just went out of beta. So I already have a full tutorial on it here. So you have it right there. You can just go into this tutorial and everything is fully explained in this beautiful tutorial. I'm just going to show you something very quickly. So here, by the way, you see I have this, let me take out this one. I'm going to make it a component. Okay, I'm going to do a really simple quick demo of it. So this is a component. So now I have actually this instance of these two variants. Okay, I have it here. So it's working, of course. Exposing nested instances is just on it talks about components that have variants, not only on a one component that has only an instance actually that holds one master component behind it. So when you have variants, so if I will take an instance of this component, which is holding also the instance of this component in it, if I want to change something in it, I will have to double click it, and then I can do like I did here in all the list. I can change it and so on. Okay, this is a very simple component, but anyway, just to show how it works. So here, by the way, when I select this component, I can hit the properties and then I can click on nested instances, meaning expose properties from nested instances. So I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to select the stars, which is actually this one. Okay, and the instance of this component is right here. So I'm clicking on it, and now you will see that when I select the instance of this component, it already shows the properties from the nested instance which is in it, which is pretty cool. Okay, it saves a lot of double clicking and kind of like digging inside components and find under instances and what exactly do they have and so on. So this is kind of like a quick show of what you can do with that. And again, go to this tutorial. You have a fully explained tutorial on all this stuff, on all that. Okay, nested instances, set preferred values, simplify instances. So go ahead and just see that, and basically boom, we're done. Good. I hope it wasn't too long. I tried to make it as fast as possible, but yeah, so we have it done, and we are after the little big updates. Thank you very much for being interested in this tutorial. I would be very happy for your like, extremely happy if you subscribe to my channel. Cool tutorials are coming up ahead, and see you in the next tutorial. Thanks a lot, guys.